On today's Toy Spot, yes, we are having a look at the Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select Disney Store exclusive Lizard. Haven't even opened this out of package, but I can tell you that is a gorgeous looking lizard. It comes to us, well, packaged in these standard sized, much larger clamshell cased Marvel Select figure packages. On the side, really neat artwork of lizard there. His mouth is watering, or it could, well, maybe it's just drool. Maybe he's about to have himself a roast beef sandwich. Sometimes I drool when I'm about to have a roast beef sandwich. Not afraid to admit that. On the back of the package, there's the picture of the figure itself. The read-up says, when Professor Kurt Connors lost his right arm in an accident, he decided to put his brilliant mind to the task of replacing it. Studying reptiles that could regenerate lost limbs, Connors cracked the serum that would shift his genetic code closer to that of a lizard. The serum worked, but only too well. Not only did Connors regrow his arm, he grew a tail and scales, as well as taking on the physical appearance and cold-blooded nature of a giant lizard. Once Peter Parker's favorite teacher, Connors is now one of Spider-Man's deadliest foes, plotting the extinction of humanity and the rise of a new breed of reptile. Interested in checking out other things coming to us from the good folks at Diamond Select Toys? I'm going to provide the link down below, but you can also go to www.diamondselecttoys.com. I certainly can't wait to get this opened up. I'm going to take a break, going to get Lizard out of packaging, and when we come back, we're going to have a look at this fantastic looking figure. Don't go anywhere, more on the way. Before having a look at Lizard, let's look at the fantastic, look at that! That is awesome! The diorama base that comes with Lizard. You can see that there's some brickwork going on in the back, a manhole cover down below there. That is really neat. It has no peg holes. It's you would just essentially sit your figure on there. But that's a display base you could easily use with other figures as well, other Marvel Select figures or whatnot. It's got some weight to it too. It's substantial. You could do some damage, I'm sure, if you could whip this. If you don't be throwing this at your brother or the family dog, they're not going to like it. Not going to like it. But I really like it. I mean, the brickwork, the paint, and everything else. Got this nice roughened. You got this nice rough edge to it. All the broken brick. Top notch. It's one of the better display bases I've seen. I'm going to put that right there. Let's have a look at Lizard. Now you can see right away, Spot's not got a large hand, but you can see right away how big this figure is. It is substantial. I think Lizard is one of those characters, if you're going to give it a figure, make it big. Make it big, make it long. Give it a really neat looking sculpt on the face. What's that? It's been done. Yes, it has. Look at this fantastic face. That is neat. It doesn't have any articulation in the mouth, and likely that stemmed from the fact that they got the tongue and everything in there. They didn't want to have it moving. But I think the face is done really well. It doesn't appear like the lizard has eyes. Well, he has eyeballs that will allow the lizard to see, but he doesn't actually have pupils, which is fine really for me. I don't necessarily need it to have pupils necessarily. You can see all the sculpt done on the face. The gums and the teeth. There's the inside of his mouth. Awesome. As with other lizard figures, he does come with a Connors jacket, a lab jacket. He's got his tail on the back as well. He feels heavy. There's a substantial weight to this figure. Not heavy enough that you can't, where you're gonna be like carrying it with two hands, but it feels like it's got a good quality to it. It doesn't feel light, it doesn't feel flimsy. He's got his purple pants on there. Hulk might be a little jealous that he stole Hulk's pants. A little smaller. This would be a medium, I think. Hulk was like a 4XL, maybe even a 5XL. He's got himself a belt, and he's got himself a nice shirt underneath there. I almost like the fact that his jacket isn't severely ripped. Sometimes with other lizard figures and with like Marvel Legend figures and whatnot, we always seem to get a lot of ripped lab coats. Now there is rips granted in these sleeves, but I think that's necessary. Down here though, we don't need to have all ripped, shredded looking shirt. This looks like something where he has just turned into the lizard. He hasn't been down in the sewer yet. He hasn't gotten those whites dirty. I think it looks neat. He does have rips, however, on the bottom of his pants, and that works as well. The sculpt on the rips are done really cool. It just looks shredded. It looks like that fabric has just had no chance whatsoever. In the way of his articulation, now Lizard's head is it's on a ball joint. The ball joint is actually on his the lower of his neck, and it makes some sense to me. They probably didn't want to break up a lot of the sculpt in the neck itself to keep this all intact. So the head does move up and down, left and right. When it gets to the shoulder area, his shoulders go out, back and forth via a pin and socket. The elbows rotate and bend via also that same hinge. And also he's got the same hinge in his hands, so his hands rotate back and forth, rotate. So between those three pieces of articulation, you can get some really neat gestures, really neat poses out of the lizard here. When it comes to the lower legs and the lower torso, he does have a swivel. Kind of have to get in there to move it, but he does have a mild swivel in the waist. His legs are on that hinge, that rotation hinge, where the legs will go out, and then you have to rotate the leg to move it forward. So move it forward, move it out. He does have a double bend in the knee. He does have a nothing in the calf area or in the lower leg area, but he does have a bend and rotation in the foot. There's the underside of Lizard's feet. And it doesn't look as if he's got really anything other than a swivel in the tail, which is fine. I would have thought it might have been a wire frame in there where you can move the tail, but that suits me just fine too. Spot has collected several lizard figures over the course of his collecting era, his collection time. There's been the Spider-Man Classics lizard. There's been the Marvel Select lizard. Of course, we're looking at Marvel Select lizard here. There's also been Marvel Legends lizard. I really like this one. I think it does everything exceptionally well. The articulation is enough there that you can get some really dynamic poses out of him. The details are really nice. I like his lab coat, and as small and trivial as it might seem, I like the fact that his lab coat is intact. It's not shredded, it's not dirty. This, for me, is a really neat lizard, and I really, if you are looking to beef up the rogues of Spider-Man, look no further, my friends, than to get this lizard. This is probably one of my favorites so far. On a rating level, I'm going to give Lizard here, I'm going to give him an 8.5. You really can't go wrong with a lizard like this. And you know what? I kind of like the fact that his head's got that Godzilla look to it. Awesome. Couple that with a fantastic diorama base, put right on like so. And you, my friends, yes indeed, you got a very neat display piece to put on your shelf. Again, this comes to us from the good folks at Diamond Select Toys. Definitely check out their website. Check out other stuff that they have available. Really happy with some of the work that they've done. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Marvel Select Lizard. As always, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.